Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to another video, another YouTube video, another stream on Twitch. Welcome back. Thanks for joining me today. What am I doing today? I'm continuing the build on the Strike Rouge plus Ootori. If you don't know what that is, look it up. Just Google Gundam Seed Destiny Strike Rouge. What is that? Well, that's this little guy right here, or I guess you could say this little girl. She's all pink and black. That's what we finished up last time. That was what, part 3? Something like that? I think this is part 4 now. Well, we finished up last time just getting the arms assembled and put on, and I got the head assembled, and the head is put on and looks really cool. Yes, indeed. So what did I do in between last time and now? I finished assembling one of the legs, and that's what she looks like. Now with my custom painted gunmetal color parts all on the inside of the knee and all that. Little gimbal stuff is all in there. I decided not to paint this part, to keep this part the factory color, I guess, lack of a better term. I kept this black. I did not do this part. The ankle joint I did paint as well, so when you look in there, directly in there, you get to see some nice shine of the gunmetal color instead of the just plain gray. But the next step in the actual assembly process is the waist unit. So what I did is I kind of cut apart a lot of the pieces that are on runners that are like the dark gray color, and looked at kind of how they're going to go together. So a lot of the parts, like off of the D tree and the E tree, those ones, took them off, and I have painted them the gunmetal color in preparation for this. And with one exception, this one I not only painted the gunmetal, but I also painted some black in between some parts of it so that it might pop out a little bit better. I'm going to try and show you on camera here, this guy, what I did. If you focus on it, instead of my finger in the background, focus on that. Focus. Well, I know you can focus when it's that close. Just need to, there we go. So there you go. That's what I've done. So I did the black kind of colors in between that, the pipes there a little bit. And yeah, so that's that. So it's time to assemble the waist. This piece here is not part of it, but it is part of the leg. It goes right there. And so I just painted this ahead of time, knowing that this piece goes right there around. So I just did that. So that one is kind of separate on its own. So let's start with the waist. We're going to start with this guy here. But I need some more pieces. I need off of the A tree, which I still have on my desk here, A8 and 9. That's these two guys here. If by chance I don't sound quite as energetic as I normally do, it's because I just got home from work about 20 minutes ago, something like that. So it's kind of the reason why I don't really do streams after work, is I'm a little bit worn out at the end of the day. On the N tree, I need number 12. I don't remember which one was N. I think it was this other broken one. Yes. 12 is on here. 10, 19, 23, 21, 25, 26. Maybe it's not on this one. 9, 10, and then it jumps to 19. It's not on this part. There's 11, 16, number 12, way over here, of all places. Okay. One thing I should do is put my other glasses on. Okay, let's clean these up. Of course, these ones are high visibility pieces, so I want to make sure I clean them up nice. Being part of the skirt is, it is a part of the Gundam that actually draws your attention to itself, so I want to make sure that I've cleaned it up nice on this. Cutting myself, of course. Always be careful when working with knives. I have cut myself many times over the years for not being careful, or you start pressing so hard that once it finally does cut through, just the natural pressure you've put, you wind up falling through into your finger. And that's never a good time. Alright, so those are done. These little guys, I'm not sure how visible these are going to be. But we'll see. Let's kind of go in behind here, so I don't think there's a huge amount of visibility on these particular parts. Okay, so these looks like they go onto these little guys here, just like that. And then the skirts go on each side. Just line everything up. Just like that. Okay. It's a little bit disappointing that this is on the back side. I think this is the front of the skirt, or maybe this is the back. I don't know. We'll see how it goes as this our little build goes along. So I need M23, but I also need A13 and PC8. So let's get A13. See, these might be the front of the skirts. I'm not sure. A13. poly cap. Could be polycarbonate, I don't know. 8. Number 8. Right here. And what did they say? M23. M, I think, is the black one. Yes. 23. There we go. Okay. Polycab doesn't need any cleanup. No. Okay. Okay. So our polycap goes into this, and it goes, how do they want it? It's this way. And it's kind of weird. It doesn't really lock in. I expect it to go like this. But they don't tell me to do it that way. They want me doing it this way. So I will do it that way. That's fine. That's fine. It's fine. Hey, get in there. Okay, so there it is. It's there. Now we take this, and we're going this way. And then this goes on like so. Okay. Now we gotta, her dink can swing out. Now we take this and these two guys. And these guys go on here. And go like this, I think. Looks like it. Okay. And then do the same with this one. Okay. And then they go together. Now, I'm curious if these are supposed to be independent and swing independently. It looks like it, because they can. If I just push in here, I can swing that one down all on its own, independently of this one. So, yeah. There, they're both at the top now. They're very stiff, especially because of the paint on there. I didn't bother masking the pin that these go on, so it's going to be very stiff joint, which is fine by me. Okay, so now I need PC14. Shake it for me, shake it for me. Na, 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 na. Hey. Okay, so got this facing up and doesn't really do anything on that piece, but I need this piece. So this goes like this. It sits in there like that. And then goes this direction. Right? Just like that, it snaps them together nice and tight. And it looks like almost like Boba Fett's plane. Slave 1, is that what it is? Anyway, so I need A12, this guy here, and A6. Looks like 6 might be on this part here. PC wants to come with, yeah, number 5, number 6. It's actually the last piece on here. Where this piece is located, it's going to be right out in the middle for everyone to see, so I want to make sure I clean the nubs off that one good. And that actually means this one is done. This part's done. Okay. And next, we need D. We need and M. M22. This guy right here. I need D. Number 8, and there's 2 of them. Okay, clean these up. Alright, that one's done. Okay, so let's just trim these a little bit closer so I don't have so much to take off with the knife. Okay, as I'm singing along to my favorite K-pop song and just off in my own little world and ignoring you guys. I'm sorry about that. But then, doesn't look like you guys got much to say anyway, so. Don't have much to say, then that's quite alright. Alright, so pieces are cleaned up. Let's start putting them together. So this guy goes on top of this one, like so. And then it goes on this guy. Looks like this. Okay. And then it goes on this part like that. And she gets her nice little female jock strap. And then these guys go in these little cup holes. Nice and tight. And you can already predict what these are for. These are going to hold on the front of the skirt pieces. Just making sure the balls are tucked in. Make sure your balls are tucked in, okay, for safety. Okay. So I want A, 26, and 27, as I predicted. And I also need L, 4, and 5. L. It's F, D, E, L. Oh, here I am searching for them. I've already got them right there. Alright, I'm going to have to fix that with my little razor, because I did a horrible job cleaning up this one on the inside. By inside, I mean this side. So, let's see if I can just recover this. I didn't cut it very smooth with the knife, so I just want to touch it up a little bit. Even though the position of where this piece goes, I'm not going to see it. Okay, So now these go on each one of these in a certain direction, like so, right? Yes. Okay. Now these pieces could actually benefit with a little bit of black in there, just to highlight this pipe a little bit. But again, it's all about what's actually going to be visible on this thing. It's kind of, yeah. So we take these and we hang them on the hooks, like so. Snaps on very satisfactorily. And they tuck in nice like this. You tuck them in nice, and it looks nice, and but you can position them out depending on where the legs are going to be, right? It's pretty cool, the flexibility you have. And unlike the RX-78, these are nice and firm. They don't just flop around. That's a nice tight fit. The RX-78, those things are just flopping in the breeze. Now this now goes onto the back. Fits into that hole, just like that. So, depending on how I have the legs positioned, you might see some of that detail that I painted in on the back, these two back pieces, right? Oops. So depending on how the leg is sitting, I might actually see that. But that is the waist unit, just like that. So there's the waist. Now I finally have the waist done, and we can move on to cleaning off some of the shavings on the book. Now the waist is done. We still have another leg to do. And that would be this guy here. Needs some coverage, right? We don't want to have our legs naked. So we're pretty much going to start not from here or here, because we already have this assembled. We're going to be starting here. Okay. So on here, we need B13, 9, B9 and 13. There's a lot of the B's and G's on here, because these are the white parts. Something I will point out, we'll get to this one eventually, but they detail the back side of these with a bunch of detail. I don't know if the camera will pick it up or not. Let's see. If I put this up here, and then let's try this. Put this here, and then do this. Pull that away. You can focus. Yes. Okay. You might be able to see the detail on that. I don't know. It's hard because I'm wearing my other glasses. I can't tell. But on these ones too. Those panels. There's detail on the back side of them. No. Focus. There's detail on the back side of those panels. And those panels are these ones. So these are on and they stay on, and you never see the back side of them. But yet the detail's on there. Like, why? Why did you go to the trouble to put the detail on there when you're never ever going to see it? I don't know. It boggles the mind. Anyway, I need B13. It's just, yeah. It's just, yeah. B13. What else did I need? B9. This big guy here. This is another one of those high visibility pieces, so I want to make sure I clean up the nubs good on that. Might as well while I'm at it. I need those B16 and B1. They're right in the next panel here. So I might as well get these off. Might as well get them off since I have them in my hand. Does that qualify as that's what she said? Do you even get that joke? The internet has corrupted me. Okay. Let's see here. We have that. Do I need any more off of B? I don't think so. I think that might be it for the B tree on this. Let's see. I need F5. Where is F? D and E and here's F. Oh, my one remaining piece on F. It's this little guy here. It's getting lonely sitting in the box. He's the last one on here. And that will complete this one. It's funny how they have this separate like that. Like, why don't they have a little connector thing here? I don't know. However, they decided to mold that. And we need M19. But M19, we need two of them because that's one on each side. One of the nice things about this particular kit, there isn't really much of a difference between the lefts and the rights. Like the left arm and the right arm are pretty much the same, and the left leg and the right leg are pretty much the same. There's not too much difference. I will be needing more off of that trace shortly, but for now, I already know that this is not a high visibility piece where the nub marks are, so all I got to do is just smooth them out so that the piece will fit. In fact, on the leg, you can barely see it at all. It's only this piece. It's literally that right there. So all this detail here is completely lost. Lost and forgotten. I suppose if you wanted to go all out and be like some kind of a, do some kind of a diorama or something like that, where this thing has been in battle and there's a bunch of damage and some panels have, you know, cracked or holes in them or whatever because it's taken on some, you know, some flack or whatever, then yeah, maybe the detail on the inside of the panels is a good thing. But I think for the most part, you're not going to be doing that kind of thing. And even those people out there that do the crazy custom details and panel lines and things like that aren't showing off the underside of the panels. But that's just me. I'm just putting it together, that's all. And trying to make it look good. That's all I'm trying to do. I mean, ooh, I painted some of it gunmetal instead of just leaving it gray. I've done such harsh custom stuff. No, I haven't done it. It's not custom. It's painting it, yippee. At least in my opinion. I'd be curious to know how many of you actually watch these videos and listen to my ramblings. As I'm sitting here just cleaning up the nut marks and blabbering away about nothing. I mean, does anybody actually appreciate the fact I'm not doing a speed run on this? I've seen the speed runs and yeah, I don't know. Seeing the speed build, it's kind of like, I don't see the point in it. You can't tell exactly how he's assembling it and stuff like that. It's all just super fast motion. And yeah, it's just, can't hardly tell what they're doing at all. And for somebody who's maybe trying to figure out the assembly of a certain part, like I was, the speed builds are absolutely useless. Okay, we're all cleaned up, ready for some assembly. So first things first, we put the piece on the back. It goes like this. Snaps in nice and satisfactorily. And we can put this piece on. First of all, we can put our little gray piece in here. And I can do what I did with the other piece, because it doesn't fit very snug. I just put a little dab of the, to me, a thin on the back side of it. And just let it do any kind of capillary action that it wants to do, and just let that go in there just to make sure that's going to stay. And then we can put this on the front. So what I did before, I think I bent the knee just to help me line it up. Just like that. Okay? And then these go on the sides. And line up just like that. Okay? And that actually is quite a nice contrast now between the almost black and then the gunmetal. It's a nice contrast there. And then we go to the next part, which is putting these on and hiding everything, just like that. And then this one goes underneath of it, just like that, hiding most of the detail on this part. That, and then like so. Just like that, okay? And now we move on. You gotta go to the G and then the F1. We can already put this one on, but this one has to go on after. So I go to G7 and G8. And there they are right there. And these are part of the foot, and I'll get to those later. Tell you one day when I get around to cleaning up all these little nubs fly off around my room as I build these. Practically build another Gundam. I did find this particular piece a bit challenging to clean up when I was doing the other leg with the razor, because it's curved. It's got a curve to it, and with the razor being a little bit wide, it doesn't like this curve, so it was a little bit hard to get in there and clean it up like it deserves. Because I can only get a little bit of it in there, it's going to take a little bit to get that smooth. And I think I got it now. Perfect. Okay, this part's not a problem at all. Just like that. And this side is not as bad, but it's close. It's just the nub is a little bit higher up. I've cleaned up nice. Okay, that one's done. Okay, one more to go. There we go. It cleaned up nice. I'm using the razor just as a final thing, even though it looks pretty much like it got it. Okay. Okay. So, we'll go with the front first. This guy goes on. The front, how does it go? Like this. Just like that. And now this piece goes on. It lines up right there. And you just kind of press it on. It doesn't click or anything. It just presses in nice and tight. Just like that. You still have the movement of that front knee piece. Knee guard? Is it a knee guard? Maybe. This guy goes on the back. Line up our little notches. Just like so. Okay, moving on down to here. I need G11. I'm also going to need G9, 10, and 13. I happen to have 13 in the box here. This piece just kind of fell off the runner the other day into the box. So these are the, I don't know what you call them, the upper foot / ankle armor, if that's what you'd like to call it. Sure, that's as good a name as any, I think. And G11 is this guy. Okay, G11, now I need M12 and 20 and 21. This piece is almost completely hidden when it's assembled, as are these two, but not quite, just almost. And it doesn't leave very much left on the M tree. Just these two guys here and this piece. M tree is almost done, which basically tells me we're getting close to the end of the build. But we still haven't tackled any of the weapons. None of the weapons have been assembled, including the whole Ootori backpack, I guess you'd call it, accessories. Okay. That one done. These things, they're visible, but they're not. I guess they are in a sense, but they're visible in a way that you don't really pay attention to them. They're just kind of there. I don't know. Gundam feet seem to be a prominent thing. Like the foot assembly is a special thing all in itself. You know what I mean? Like some of those feet, on some of them, they're laughably small, and others they're freaking huge. Like look at the foot on the on Char's, what's it called? The wasabi, not wasabi, sazabi. The feet on that thing are enormous. Like to try and knock that thing over. You know, when I was maybe 12 years old or something like that, my best friend and I would have elastic band wars with our Transformers. I'd take all my Transformers and I would be the Decepticons and he'd be the Autobots, and we'd line them all up on either side of the room and have our armies, and then we'd shoot rubber bands at them and try and knock them over. And whoever had the last one standing won that fight. And he always won because, not because it's the Autobots, but because he had Omega Supreme. Well, it's my Omega Supreme, but because they're all my Transformers, but because he had Omega Supreme, and Omega Supreme's feet were freaking huge, and it was just impossible to knock him over with a rubber band. Just because of it, just the nature of his design, the way they designed him, you couldn't knock him over with a rubber band. He wouldn't fall over. And it's just the way it was. And so I always lost those battles. Even though I could hit him in the head with the rubber band. Of course, you know, the tactic is you're trying to hit him as high up as you can to get him to knock over, right? And yeah, I used to hit him with the rubber band right square in the head, and I'd blow his head completely apart into the three pieces that it was. Of course, it didn't break. It's just always could just put it back together, but I could never actually knock this stupid thing over. And so he always won. And that was just the way it was. But I tell you, if we ever did that with Gundams, Gundams fall over pretty easy. I think even the Sazabi would fall over. Okay, so lots of little shavings later, we are ready to put these parts on. We will start with this guy, and he goes on the back of the leg, and he goes right here. It just kind of lines up. I think that spot here, just like that, nicely. And go to the front, and this guy goes on. Line that up right like that, and then this guy goes on, and he goes on just like so. There's a little slot there, and I wonder if something is eventually going to go there. I don't see anything in the instructions here yet, but we'll get there. Now, we have this piece here, which I've already I put it together. It's all it is just two pieces, and then I painted it just as it is like that in preparation for this. This guy here goes on the back and just kind of clicks into this little slot here, just like so. Okay, and then we have these pieces, and they go on a certain way. I did this, like, I don't know, the wrong way like 3 times yesterday. This goes in. The easier way to do it is to put one in like that first. And then remember that these little pistons, they face downward. And this is the front, and this is the front. And so that's how it's going to sit. Okay? And so you put this peg into that little hole there. Like that. Just let it sit there. And then you're going to attach this side. Okay? It's a little bit tricky, but it's not too bad. You kind of squeeze it together so that they're tight. And what I did on that side, again, I just put some glue in there just to make sure that these don't come apart inadvertently, because the whole unit is a little bit loose. Now it does pivot, it rotates up and down, but I don't want it coming apart as it pivots. So I'm going to do the same on this one that I did on the other one. And let's just put a little bit of glue in here to make sure all 3 of these pink pieces stay together and don't accidentally come apart. So now the next step is put it in the leg first. That's what I do with the other one. It's nice and solid. Didn't snap, but that's okay. And then we put the foot on. It's a bit of a snap. There we go. Just like that. Oops. There is lots of articulation. I am happy with it. The heel can come down and or go up. This, the foot can really pivot like crazy. Lots of articulation in the ankle, and you've got lots of pivot. It's kind of realistic. Your foot doesn't pivot that much, right? But you can really crank it to the sides. It's pretty good. I'm impressed with it. And then of course we've got our nice knee, our double jointed knee. That's, I love that. The way they engineer that is just, it blows my mind. And so there's that. So now we go with the next step, which is this little top joint. So we need E21 and D21, 24, and D5. Here's E. Oh, it's not 21, 24. It's this one over here, 22 and 23. My mistake. It's going to need D5. There we go. Now this is another one of those pieces where it's not super visible. You're going to see a little bit of it, but you're not going to see much because it's going to be hidden behind the skirts and all that of the waist. So it's just kind of going to be the nature of the beast. I think I did wind up gluing this other one together just on one part of it. Let's see, so this goes on the peg like this, and then we squeeze them together. Sort of. I'm going to line it up properly first. There we go. Okay. Yeah, same thing I did with the other one. I'm just going to throw a little strip of glue down that line there, just so that when I'm posing her, if I do wind up putting a bunch of pressure on this part, it's not going to come apart on me. Because the joints are pretty stiff. So then we put the peg in, and because it's this leg, it's going to be this way. And you see we have this little thing that juts out. If you try to put it in the front that way, it won't work. So it has to go this way. This is one of the rare left and right pieces on this leg. So there you go. And then it pivots, and I just kind of pivot it like that because I kind of did it with this leg. So there we go. We have our two legs finished. And then they want us to continue with the skirt, which are basically going to be the two sides. But they want us to put the legs in first and then put the sides in. So we can put the legs in first. I'm hoping for a nice solid snap. And I got one. Yay. It's the one thing I never did get. Oh, nice. With the RX-78, I never got the snap. And that thing fell apart so many times on me when I was trying to pose it. Look at the spread on her legs. She can really spread her legs. It's just so, her posability is like stiff too. Okay. I put her legs on backwards. I went and put her friggin' legs on backwards. Now I have to unsnap. I have to undo the snap. How the heck do I do that? I need to pull some of this apart so I don't break it while I try and pull these out, because I'm going to have to really grab it. To undo these. I knew that was going to happen. Okay, that wasn't too bad. Okay, let's put all this back together. This piece went here. Or did it? This piece went here. Yeah, that's loose. You're not supposed to be loose. There. That's better. This goes back on this. And this goes back on like so. Okay. Alright, we're back in business. Legs can go back on. Alright. Now the legs are on. Okay. I need G and M. So I need G 19, 17, 19, and 20. Looks like I need it twice. Yes, for each side. So might as well just take them all off. Okay. And I need M28. These two guys. Which leaves us only 2 pieces left on the M runner. I think this is going to be another one of those pieces that just gets lost behind everything and you're not going to see it. It looks like it's a kind of a link piece. Okay. This guy. Where he was connected just kind of disappeared. Okay. It's a happy accident. Chat's really active today. Everybody talking so much. That's alright. I don't mind talking to myself. I'm used to it. Sometimes I even answer myself. Alright. one's done. Time is it? 6:30. Just about time for me to go. It's a good thing we're almost done. I got about 5 minutes. Okay, so we take the G17 and we can take the N and we're going to put it in like this. Okay. Do that on this one too. Okay. And then we take this big piece and it's going to go in like this. Oh, okay. There's two little knobs that it has to connect on. Just like that. So you kind of have to spread this apart just a little bit as you're fitting this in to get it to line up on those two little knobs. Just like that. There's a little bit of play. You can go, oh, that's quite a bit. Rotates pretty good. Okay. Now we take this and kind of sandwich it all together. Again, there's two little locating pins so that this can pivot out. Oh, I know why that is. Because she keeps daggers in her hip. So we have those. And then these clip on, so you've got your little clip here is going to go on the side there. These are, looks like they're both the same either way. So I don't think there's a left and a right. Oh, nice snap. See, that's cool. And still the whole thing does pivot too. That's cool. There we go. Almost a little too much pressure on this one as I was doing that. But she survived. So alright, she's got a little side. See, this one's tight. There we go. Alright. And then we put it together. Not quite a snap, but it's solid nonetheless. She is definitely a dainty little girl, isn't she? Not bad at all. That's going to be it for the assembly of the Strike Rouge itself. Let's clean up this a little bit here. So although this is done, now it's showing me a couple of the little gimmicks, such as opening and closing the cockpit, how to do it, and how the hips, ball joints can actually pivot up and down. I'm not sure how easy it's going to be to actually pivot. Yeah, you can pivot her legs up or down. Like this. It's very tight, but you can do it. And you can actually make her shorter by doing that. So I'm not sure which is actually going to be the default positioning for that. Give it a classic kind of Gundam pose. Feet pivoted out a little bit. and way out to the side. Feet planted strong. And that's how she is. There we go. Bam! But we're not really done, are we? Because we still have a whole bunch to do. We have a little slot here, so we can put this peg in between her legs for posing her. And if I spread her legs a little bit, I can get my thing right in between her legs there. And this should lock in if I'm doing it in the right spot. If I'm doing it, if I'm putting it in the right spot, it'll go right in. There we go. Just like that. And now you can put her on a pedestal and everything. It's just a matter of getting it in the right spot so it locks in. So there is a sweet spot where you want to try and put it. It's just right there, see? Just like that. Now that's like locked in there. See? Yeah. Of course, it looks kind of funny. You see her little thing sticking dangling down, but it comes off easy enough. Done. You don't need to keep your legs spread that much there, lady. Yeah, so I'm going to call that it for today. What's next? Well, next is her guns, her shields, her daggers, hiding the daggers, doing all the stuff with the shields, and then you start the Ootori. That's what's coming up next. And there you have it. So that is the Strike Freedom. Not Strike Freedom. That is the Strike Rouge, which I think it is actually modeled after the Strike Freedom. Maybe? I could be wrong. Totally don't take my word on that. But, like I said, that's going to be it for today, guys. I gotta get going. I got stuff to do. And so, I want to thank you guys for watching. Thanks for coming out. Thanks for watching me do this. This is pretty cool. I'm enjoying these little Gundam kits. Yeah, it's fun. Nice little challenge. And yeah, the whole history behind them and everything is pretty fascinating. Yeah. 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 Anyway, I'm going to take off, guys. Thanks for watching. Thanks for coming out. If you're watching this on YouTube, hit the like button. Why not? Give me a thumbs up. Hit that like button. Follow me on YouTube. Follow me on Twitch while you're at it. www.twitch.tv/duplicitous_29. Why not? Follow me on Twitch. You can get notified when I'm live. You can watch me live. You could comment. You can say, hey, don't do that. That's the wrong color. It should be this. You should be cutting it this way. You should be wearing nicer clothes. You should be talking in more eloquent language. Whatever. I'm open to all kinds of stuff. So, with that, I'm going to end it here. Thanks, guys, again. And I probably won't have much more time during this week to continue, but there's always the weekends. So anyway, I'm going to leave it at that. Thanks again, guys, for watching. Thanks for coming out. And we'll see you all in the next one.